Jurassic World Rebirth follows the recent Jurassic World trilogy, which saw dinosaurs inhabiting with our modern life for almost a decade. The film sees Scarlett Johansson starring as a mercenary named Zora, who was hired to venture to a remote island full of large, mutated dinos in order to grab DNA samples from its 3 largest creatures. She gathers her core team, a few extra people who are just there to die, and, shenanigans ensue. First, let's talk positives. You are here for the dinosaurs, same as me. You're here for the dinosaurs, you get the dinosaurs. When one of these behemoths is on screen, I am locked in. The set pieces that our characters are put into are tense, and they're tense because they're usually more than just a runaway sequence, right? There's always some extra layer to it, some extra pressure going on that the characters have to contend with. So even if it is a runaway segment, a character still has to get close to the thing trying to kill them and grab a sample, just as one example. And those characters are backed by really great talent. There is so much charisma on screen here, with standouts in particular being Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali. There's so much charisma on screen that you start to wonder when something other than charisma will come through. Everyone in this movie is the one charming, funny character. And when everyone is the fun, charming, funny character, no one is. But Rebirth gives them nothing else to distinguish themselves. No other arcs, no other traits other than cartoonish dialogue and stupidity. Speaking of stupidity, our core team in this movie that we're following, they are on a mission, okay? When they move from place to place, dinosaur to dinosaur, there is a purpose there. We are following them on this mission. There is a sense of plot moving us forward. But did you know there's a second team of people in this movie? I didn't. It's a random family, just a random family. Their only mission is to survive. So if they're not here to collect DNA, how do the writers shift them from one dino sequence to the next? Well, the answer is simple, and it's by removing their brains. Seriously, these people just stumble about running into prehistoric killing machines, and for the least interesting reasons. For example, there's the boyfriend of the group who's high the whole film. That's the one character trait they give him. He's just high the entire time. At one point in the movie, he says, I gotta go take a leak. I gotta go pee. So he goes into the woods, does his business. Meanwhile, dinosaurs fight in the background for like 30 seconds. And that's it. That's the scene. What, were you expecting something cooler? If you're gonna throw extra characters in just to move to more dinosaur sequences, pad out your runtime so it's longer than an hour and a half, at least make these characters interesting, give them some sort of depth that I can latch onto besides the fact that they either go to school or smoke weed. They try to do something with Scarlett Johansson's character that gives it a bit more depth and a history that makes her stand out, but it's done completely off screen and it's barely mentioned, so it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. The movie's predictable as heck too. Every death that happens on screen, you see it coming from a mile away because you've seen it before. You know this formula. This is not your first Jurassic Park movie. This is your 7th. You know how a scene where a girl hides in a fridge from a raptor-like creature is going to go down because you saw it in the other 2 trilogies. Or as another example, you know how every single Jurassic Park movie has to shoehorn that one scene in? You know, that one scene where they walk into a field and a plant-eating dinosaur is there and all the characters go, wow, for the first and only time in the movie while that theme plays. It happens right on cue here in Rebirth, and it feels just completely out of place. You'd think that for a movie advertised to feature an island full of genetically screwed up dinosaurs that were too dangerous for the original park, there would be more new things. New messed up dinosaurs, new surprises, new dangers. And that leads me to my biggest issue with Jurassic World Rebirth. What happened to that premise? What happened to the premise that the trailer promised me? The concept of mutated dinosaurs is not really touched on at all until, the last 20 minutes or so when Big Boy shows up. There's even a really strong setup for this film where we are brought into a world where people have been living side by side with dinosaurs for a decade. So as a result, they're kind of bored with them. Like they've seen enough. They're not buying tickets to museums anymore. They've had their fill of dinosaur entertainment, kind of like real life at this point. So they throw these mutated ones into the mix to make it more interesting, to sell more tickets. It presents this really cool meta parallel between the audience member watching Jurassic Park 7 and the characters themselves in Rebirth, as we both want to see new things. But it throws that away. That interesting concept, the avenue by which this movie could have stood out from its predecessors and been something on its own, is completely canned. The original Jurassic Park had big questions about life, science, evolution. There's a reason that Jeff Goldblum meme blew up, because number one, it's very funny under particular contexts, but also because it's kind of true. You can leave the original Jurassic Park film and have a conversation about it with the guy next to you. You have things to think about while moving from dinosaur to dinosaur, about the point where science goes too far, where is that line drawn, and how much danger is entertainment worth? Jurassic World Rebirth poses questions as well and asks them, but that's it. All they're done is asked. Not explored, not developed, not even really discussed at length. It's just a line or two to fill up spaces between dinosaur action set pieces. And with no interesting characters to fill those voids either, Rebirth just winds up feeling like a dinosaur slideshow, moving from one set piece to the next. So yeah, this is the Dino Slideshow. And at times, it can be a fun Dino Slideshow. But is that all these movies are now? Am I just imprisoned to a lifetime of watching stupid people get eaten by raptors every 3 years? I don't know, man, but if you're looking for the next big dinosaur thrill that fully embraces its science fiction concept that's both exciting, fresh, and expertly crafted, then I'm happy to say you finally got it. 32 years ago. You don't need to see this, just watch the dinosaur scenes on YouTube later. But what did you think of Jurassic World Rebirth? Or do you think that the dinosaur thriller genre can exist successfully outside this Jurassic Park series? Or what do you think this Jurassic Park series needs to do next? Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and for more movie chats like these over a cup of coffee, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.